So managing short lets is pretty unpredictable, and there is potential for stuff to go wrong. But that's not to put you off the industry at all. It's basically just to warn you that stuff can go wrong, but we basically want to show you ways to mitigate against increasing that risk, but also how you react and how that impacts guest bookings and how that can really impact the income that you make during short-term lets. As a lot of the time, people now really do expect high quality, almost hotel quality in that sense. You may be experiencing quite a big uptake in your Airbnb and bookings and the demand of bookings taking place. Last year alone, we saw the increasing rates from people who had their properties managed professionally, seeing that professionally managed homes increased by about 30% on average as ADRs. Running short-term lets, as many of you know, isn't easy. It's a lot more hassle than being an AST landlord or on a medium-term let. And with this, the sort of expectation from the guests is really dramatically increasing. And we see that they do expect top quality service, such as response times under 10 minutes to, if it needs to call out, someone comes in person. And with this is really driving the whole Airbnb industry and the short-term let industry to meet that normalized level. We did a little survey, and this is what we really do see in terms of what it takes to operationally manage an Airbnb. From 15 hours of cleaning to 10 hours of meet and greet if you want to do that in person or on the phone, to laundry if you're going to do that yourself, to restocking all the toiletries, and communicating with guests takes 5 hours. These things do really add up, especially when you have a monthly on average 18 to 20 bookings. One of the main points is screening the guests. We do a multitude of different sort of tick box exercises to reduce the risk of them being a dodgy guest in that sense, or being a high risk to the property. One of the things we do is identity verification with Onfido. It's an ID checker with a third party. We basically ID check their driving license or passport against what they're saying, and they send them a little video in about themselves. We also advise our property owners to do a minimum of 2 night bookings. This really does mitigate the chance of someone just renting out your apartment for 1 night, destroying it, and passing it on. They go through a lot of multitude of questions and answers, for example, asking them what they plan on doing at the property. We also look at their reviews as well. Airbnb does flag up any suspicious guests, but we also like to dig a bit deeper. And if that requires us to message them or email them even personally if they leave those details, we do that.
Minute is a sensor that you put up in the property or in the apartment, and basically what it will do is it will give you insights into what's going on during the guest stay, but without invading on the privacy of the guest. And that's why Minute has become the #1 noise monitoring sensor in the market, because we put a lot of time and effort into that very soft guest experience focused approach. Noise monitoring is sort of the main reason people come to us in the first place, but we also have these other sensors in the same device that will give you additional insight into what's going on. And one of those things is occupancy monitoring. So it's a really good indication that people are starting to gather. It's not a people counter. It won't tell you the exact number of people in the property, but it's counting Bluetooth devices, so like phones and computers. And it will be an early indication that that you have more people in the property than on the booking, for example. The temper detection on the device will notify you if anyone tries to take it down. As I said, it sits in the ceiling, it's very much out of the way. We've designed it so it blends in naturally, doesn't take up any space or attention. And then it can be installed both outdoor and indoor. So if you have an outdoor area, you can put it there. That would be the case if you're afraid that the neighbors have complained before, maybe they are sensitive to noise. And then our latest feature, which is cigarette smoke detection. We use machine learning and algorithm to detect cigarette smoke. So we're not looking at things like cooking and hairsprays or things like that could trigger it, but we're looking at specifically at cigarette smoke and letting people know if there's someone smoking inside the property. So basically what we have here is the 3 different components of Minute. You have the mobile app for notifications and monitoring on the go. You have the web app where you can go in and you can, get a full overview of your portfolio, or if you just have one home, you can go in there and change settings and see everything you need at a glance. And then the sensor itself is super easy to install. Anyone could do it within 5 minutes. It's a 5-step process. You do it through the phone, and it's very easy. You don't need any power tools or anything either. So I just thought I'd show you what a noise graph could look like and give you an example of when it would trigger. What you're seeing here is a graph of the decibel level in a property, and it's hovering around 60 decibels, which is a pretty normal conversation type of decibel level. So 2 people having dinner, it would probably be around there. And then you see this spike that goes over the red line, and the red line is your threshold. That's what you've set your limit to. It could be a door slamming, or it could be very temporary loud noise. But then what happens is it starts escalating and it goes above the red line and then it stays above the red line. And that's what we don't want to see, because that indicates that either the dinner party has gone to the next level or that more people have joined. So that's when we will notify you via the mobile app or push notifications. We've done a lot of studies on this and we found that 83% of noise issues are solved within 20 minutes or less.